Tonight we celebrate the 17-year NBA career of number 33, Scottie Pippen. One of the NBA's greatest players of all time and certainly one of the best who ever wore a Bulls uniform. In fact, his uniform number 33 will hang at halftime amid the rafters with Michael Jordan, Jerry Sloan, and Bob Love and Phil Jackson. Some of the great accomplishments of Scottie Pippen's career right there. It will all be celebrated at halftime tonight. And we'll get you set up for the game tonight between the Bulls and the LA Lakers right here on WGN. Good evening, everybody. Dan Roan courtside. Nice to have you with us for the Bullseye as we get set up not only for NBA basketball tonight, but for the halftime ceremony, which should be outstanding. Scottie Pippen is here, Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, Charles Oakley, Horace Grant, and many, many more. And you'll see them and hear from many of them tonight at halftime. Here as the Bulls take on the Lakers. We will have basketball. Phil Jackson in the house as well. He brings his Lakers in here looking for revenge as the Bulls knocked them off in LA on that Western road trip. And the Bulls come into this game off a victory on Wednesday night in Orlando. A shorthanded win it was too. But the Bulls doing a nice job with their bench. Ben Gordon got the start in place of the injured Kirk Hinrich and knocked down the jump shot there. Still in the first quarter, Andres Nocioni playing very good defense against the Magic. And Gennaro Pargo, inactive for much of the year, knocking down jump shots short and long. Three-pointer there. And then to end the third quarter from just beyond half court. Also, Scott Skiles getting big mileage in the fourth quarter from the rookie Eddie Basden off the bench. Nice steal there and take it all the way as the Bulls came from behind at halftime to grab the lead in the third and then extended that in the fourth. Luol Deng from the corner and then one more time for Gennaro Pargo. Pargo had 7 points in the first half, 16 in the second half for a game total of 23, by far his season high. Deng added 22 and the Bulls win it over the Magic by a final score of 102-93. As for the ever-revolving injury situation with the Bulls, they did not have Hinrich and did not have Chandler in that game in Orlando. Tonight, Kirk Hinrich is back, but Ben Gordon won't play because of a knee injury he suffered in that game. So a lot of problems going on with Scott Skiles' team, and yet they seem to answer the bell nearly every time out. Tonight, it's the Lakers and Kobe Bryant and the big halftime ceremony. And I talked to Scott a few minutes ago. We talked to him about the possibility of being distracted by all that's going on here in the building tonight.
I don't really see any harm in it, and you know, it's probably something you don't want to miss, and it's the same for both teams. So you know, I don't know that it should make any difference. It might. You might see it in the third quarter from one of the teams. Hopefully, it's not ours, but both teams are the same, so it shouldn't make any difference.
Ben, the word on Ben is a sprain.
He's out, yeah, sprained, I think. Sprained. Unless we release something that I'm not aware of. Sprained, strained.
Yeah. Tomorrow night too, possibly.
I would imagine he'll be out tomorrow night, but he's day to day right now. There's a possibility he plays tomorrow night, but you know, I'm not sure. But I would imagine he'll probably be out both games.
Any limitations on Kirk tonight?
Not really, no. I feel like he's probably not 100%. Just from the last couple of days, talking to him and dealing with him, but close. And so nobody's giving me any limitations. So no. Hopefully he's rested and is fresh and has a lot of energy out there.
Is that something you monitor as the game goes on? I mean, he starts feeling some symptoms.
Yeah, he's worked out hard. He's been on the practice floor. He's we don't have any reason to believe that something's going to happen tonight, other than the game is always different than practice, and he, as I said, just looking at him and talking to him, it doesn't seem quite 100%, but close, very close.
They certainly need Kirk Hinrich to be as good as he can be, especially in light of the fact that Ben Gordon will not be able to play. Right now, we want to hook up with our play-by-play team to talk about tonight's game and a bit about Scottie Pippen as well. Wayne Larrabee and Johnny Red Kerr.
All right, thank you very much, Dan Roan. This is an interesting matchup here tonight, not the least of which is the fact that, isn't it ironic, Johnny, that the Bulls are playing the Lakers, the team that Scottie Pippen had a hand in ending their dynasty in the first championship for the Bulls, and their coach happens to be the guy who was coaching the Bulls to those 6 world championships.
Well, I think it was planned that way.
Okay.
Anyway, it's going to be a great halftime presentation, and a lot of Scottie's teammates are here, friends, his high school coach, his college coach. You mentioned Phil Jackson. I think Oakley is here. You got a ton of guys that are here to support him. And but tonight, let's talk about tonight's game. And
how about the keys?
How about the keys to it? Well, what I think is give Kobe his, but contain the mates. We did that with 43 points and got the win there. And pick up Ben's slack. Now, Ben's not going to play. We need somebody to move in there, whether it's Pargo or Baz and whoever it is, and be ready for the third quarter. It's going to be a long halftime ceremony, Wayne, and sometimes you get distracted, but you got to come out to that third quarter like it's the last 2 minutes of the game.
And those are the keys to the game. You could turn on your Chevy with those keys, Johnny. How about that? The Chevy keys to the game. Back to Dan.
All right, Wayne, thanks very much. Yeah, Scott Skiles said he's going to have his team run through a quick halftime talk and then come right back here on the floor and watch the ceremony tonight. So there is the possibility for distraction, and Johnny's right. The start of that third quarter is going to be key for the game here tonight. When we come back, we'll take out a quick look at Scottie Pippen's long career. We'll hear from Horace Grant and much, much more as we get you set up for a big night here at the United Center. Bulls and Lakers tonight with Scottie Pippen on WGN.
Scottie Pippen night, they're 5
Bullseye is brought to you by your local Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers.
Number 33, Scottie Pippen, omnipresent in the United Center here tonight. And it's going to be seen in one more spot before the evening is over, hanging up in the rafters at the UC at halftime of the game between the Bulls and the Lakers. You'll see it all right here on WGN. We mentioned Scottie, of course, in the building. A lot of his former team.
What memory do you have that stands out?
Wow, so many. You know, just being Scottie Pippen. That's, I mean, not one particular moment, just being the guy he is. What he brought to the city of Chicago is just fantastic.
You guys shared a lot of times. You got a lot of Warrior times, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. We talked last week, actually, and we reminisced a little bit about some of the stuff on and off the courts, but it was fun.
Horace looks terrific. He looks like he should be playing. That's what I told him. And he said, yeah, well, you can't see my knees through this suit. And we understand that. As you get a little bit older, it gets a little bit harder to move around. You know, we're going to try and make this for you watching at home tonight as great an experience as it will be for all the people in the United Center. But there are a couple of things we can give you a little break on tonight. One of those is the scoreboard video that will be shown to the people here in the building. You get a chance to see it yourself right now, and I think you'll like it. Scottie Pippen, number 33.
Oh, there it is. Backdoor to Pip on the reverse.
Yesterday's a memory, another page of history. Sell yourself for hopes and dreams that leave you feeling sideways. This is the story of my life, and I write it every day. I know it isn't black and white, and it's anything but gray.
Scottie! Oh! Scottie on the baseline. Got it! Counting, he's fouled. What a play by Pip.
Got a bounce! Scottie Pippen! This is the story of my life. The story of my life. This is the story of my life.
Some terrific stuff there, and that's what's in store for the big crowd here at the UC tonight. Sellout night as Scottie Pippen's jersey is retired. We'll have our very own tribute to Pip in just a minute. First, though, a reminder about the Bulls' annual food drive, which takes place next weekend as the Bulls host the Boston Celtics.
Gets it to Oakley, blocked by Horace. Bounces, Myers, cross court, Scottie,
Oh, and he went right over the top of him. He stepped around him. Did they blow a whistle? Let me hear what it is. Mike Mathis says, I got it. Let's hear what it is.
Mathis Justice is coming over here. Let's see what he says. Is that a flagrant on Pippen? Is that what he said?
Wow. Scottie Pippen scaling Mount Ewing there. Fans out in force with hats and signs and everything else for Scottie Pippen. He's going to enjoy this night, no question about that. You know, the true measure of how great a basketball player is what the guys that coached against him and played against him think about him. And in Scottie Pippen's case, I would say they think very highly of him. Here's a look at what some of his peers had to say about his great career, not only in Chicago, but in other places as well.
There I am, up on the stage, here I go, playing star again, there I go, turn the page.
Well, you know, when Scottie came in from Central Arkansas, he had NBA skills, but to be NBA ready, no, he was not.
He went one draft pick higher than me, and at the time, no one knew who he was at Central Arkansas.
I thought he was long, rangy, and had a lot to learn about the NBA. He wasn't a real good shooter.
He was a talent, you know, and he had his moments as a rookie.
We were playing Cleveland in Game 5, and I was thinking about starting Scottie in the deciding game.
Paxson with 3 seconds to go, misses, and Pippen stuffs it through.
I just felt that what we needed in that game was a spark. And I think he had 24, 26 points, had a great game. Fortunately, that it worked out.
Turn the page.
Pippen a steal ahead to Jordan. Michael on the drive, it on Dumars for the dunk. And Scottie Pippen up for a beautiful backdoor pass for Pippen, and he is walloped.
Obviously some great rivalries between the Pistons and the Bulls.
He suffered the migraine headache in the 7th game that literally, you know, destroyed his vision, his ability to see.
I always felt really bad for him that people kind of pinned things on him.
I do think that he came back years later and redeemed himself over and over and over again.
He had that to live with, and he came back out of that to, you know, some 3 great years in 91, 92, and 93 championships.
Magic off the double team, lost it, and here comes Pippen.
When Scottie took his game to another level, that's when the Bulls started winning championships.
In 90-91, the championship year, we moved Scottie back to the guard position and went to a 2-guard front.
And Scottie was the ball handler and allowed Michael to kind of run the floor, post up early.
And he flourished. He had a guard's mentality, and at the top of the floor, he could run the offense.
The thing I like about Scottie is he got tougher and tougher as the years went on, and that's why they started winning the championship.
You have to have a work ethic, and you have to have a competitive nature. And Scottie had both of those.
He got better with his outside jumper, so then he could beat you from the mid-range all the way to the 3-point line.
By the time they swept us, he was sure of himself. He was sure of who he was on the court then.
Turn the page.
We were playing on the Dream Team. Tony Kukoc had never played in the United States. And let me tell you something. Scottie says, I'm not going to let him score.
He was sitting at his locker just rocking, like they were getting ready to play Game 7 of the NBA championship.
He wouldn't let him dribble. Every time he went up to shoot, his shot was blocked or it was a hand in his face.
And Michael got us all ready, like, okay, we're going to go out here and crush these guys.
Tony Kukoc was like going nuts. Yeah. He was scared to dribble. I mean, Scottie had him so terrified. He scored less than 10 points. And this one, he was like considered the best European player in the world.
Turn the page.
His defining moment, as far as I'm concerned, was a year that he led the team in everything. Everything.
Scottie had an MVP season.
He had an all-star year. He had an MVP year.
I think he realized it was an opportunity for him to excel and grow as a player, to become the guy.
You know, that was a year that we think that we played almost as well as we could play as a basketball team with the talent that we had on the floor that year.
You know, we won 55 games on a team that people thought was not going to probably even be a playoff team because Michael had left.
And yet Scottie will still be remembered for not going back on the floor in a playoff situation with the New York Knicks.
Pip still back here. Scottie is on the bench talking to Johnny Bach.
There was 1.8 seconds left in the game, and then we're playing New York. It's a big game, and I think Phil decided, you know what, everyone knows or things were going to go to Scottie Pippen, and decided to change it up a little bit and go to Tony.
Lob comes into Tony. Look out, it's on line. Yeah! Bulls win! Bulls win it!
When we had our meeting in the locker room, Bill Cartwright said, we've come so far as a basketball team, and we pulled ourselves together. And Scottie, as a leader, it was disappointing, and we respect you so much.
He was out of character. It was something that he regretted. He came in and apologized, and as far as a player, we let it go.
I think that the personal plea was something that made us even better. From Bill's response to Scottie and Scottie's response to the team.
Turn the page.
There's a reason one team in the NBA has only won 70 games.
It takes two superstars to win a championship.
Michael was a great Lone Ranger, and Scottie made him a great Tonto.
Leading man was Michael Jordan. The supporting actor, Best Role Academy Award belonged to Scottie Pippen.
He could do so many of the same things Michael could do, and just in terms of finishing on the breaks, defend people so well, versatile, can handle the ball.
Defensively, Scottie could take on guys if Michael was in foul trouble or tired.
I think his legacy will be that he was a world champion 6 times.
Well, one of the top 50, definitely. One of the all-time forwards with the Chicago Bulls.
A winner. A young player who worked exceptionally hard and who went through a lot of ups and downs young in his career.
He is, in my opinion, the best teammate a player can ask for because of his leadership. He's very accountable on the floor for all his actions and what he does.
From where he came from and what he made himself into, is really a remarkable story.
This is a guy that had the ability to continually keep his teammates believing in him, that he was going to get them the ball, that he would find them if they were available, and he was that kind of player, very unselfish player that made everything work together very well.
I'll tell you what, a kid from Central Arkansas comes to the NBA, not only plays for 17 years, but plays at a level like that. Absolutely unbelievable. And for all his heroics and all of what he accomplished in his NBA career, Scottie Pippen to be honored at halftime here tonight as his jersey is retired by the Chicago Bulls. We'll come back, close things out on the Bullseye right after this.
For 13th here at the United Center. Plenty of seats available for Shaq and Dwayne Wade. That should be quite a night here at the United Center on Tuesday night. We hope to see you here. Scottie Pippen about to be honored. Take a look at some of his accomplishments. And when you take a look at these accomplishments, understand one thing, that if you were to poll all of the players of the Bulls' 6 world championships, their favorite teammate would be one Scottie Pippen. I think that's the thing, the intangibles that he brought. These are tangible things we're showing you here, and tangible accomplishments we're showing you here. But what made Scottie Pippen were the intangibles he brought to Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls during that run of 6 championships. Well, it's been well documented. Came out of an NAIA level university. Never really played basketball in an organized fashion until he was a junior in high school, and really was a manager his first year or 2 of college. Had dreams that most people felt were unattainable for Scottie Pippen. He was about the only one who didn't feel that way. And boy, those dreams were attained in great fashion by Scottie Pippen, the all-time sidekick in the history of the NBA. There have been a lot of great ones, but he was the all-time. There's the worm, Dennis Rodman. Right behind him, Frank Hamlin, assistant coach on the last 3 championship teams. Tex Winter, or I should say John Bach with Michael Jordan. 2 different eras. Craig Hodges on the right side, Randy Brown on the left side as you look at your screen. We're set for the ceremony to begin here. The lights have been dimmed. Red Kerr will be our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we pay tribute to a 6-time NBA champion, a man who is second in Chicago Bulls history in scoring, rebounds, assists, steals, and games played. Is second in NBA history with 211 playoff appearances. Was chosen to the NBA's all-defensive first team 7 times. A 7-time NBA All-Star. He was a 1994 All-Star Game MVP and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. We direct your attention to the scoreboard now for a look back at number 33, Scottie Pippen.
Is it love tonight when everyone's dreaming of a better life in this world divided by fear? We've gotta believe that there's a reason we're here. Yeah, there's a reason we're here.
There he goes, off to the races.
MJ running a Pippen champ.
'Cause these are the days worth living. These are the years worth giving. And these are the moments, these are the times. Let's make the best out of our lives. See the truth.
Scottie, oh! Oh, and he went right over the top of him.
Scottie stabbed it.
It's Scottie with his steal. 4-3, right side. Scottie got it.
And fill up the empty. With nothing to stop us. Is it now worth the risk? Yeah, is it now worth the risk?
Pippen up. Oh! In his face!
These are the years we're giving. And these are the moments, these are the times. Let's make the best out of our lives. And even if hope was shattered, well, I know it wouldn't matter. 'Cause these are the moments, these are the times. Let's make the best out of our lives. We can go on thinking it's wrong to speak our minds. Gotta let out what's inside.
Central Arkansas, Scottie Pippen. Ladies and gentlemen, your master of ceremonies, the Bulls' first head coach and longtime broadcaster, Johnny Red Kerr.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Chicago Bulls organization, we thank you all for being part of this memorable evening. Please give a warm Chicago welcome to number 33, Scottie Pippen.
Couldn't wait for this moment to come.
I'd like to introduce you to family members and notable guests who are with us, who aren't going to speak, but we would like them to be acknowledged. Scottie's beautiful wife, Larsa Pippen, sons Antron, Scottie, Preston, and Justin. 3 men who were on the bench as assistant coaches for the Bulls and Scottie. Please welcome Johnny Bach, Tex Winter, and Frank Hamlin. Scottie's high school coach, Donald Wayne from Hamburg High School. Scottie's college coach, Don Dyer of the University of Central Arkansas. This guy's number 10 already hangs there, Bob Love. And now for some very familiar faces to you Chicago Bull fans, some of Scottie's teammates. Randy Brown, Craig Hodges, Will Perdue, Bill Wennington, Stacy King, Charles Oakley, Tony Kukoc, Horace Grant, and Dennis Rodman. Our first speaker was unable to attend tonight, but take a look up at the big board for a special message from the NBA Commissioner, David Stern.
Scottie, I'm sorry I'm not able to travel and be with you in Chicago tonight, but on behalf of literally hundreds of millions of basketball fans around the world, let me say congratulations on having your number retired. As commissioner, I used to think that the way you spent June was in Chicago. Others will talk about the statistics in your outstanding career. I just want to say that the Chicago Bulls, of which you were a major part, made NBA basketball into a global spectacular. For that, I thank you. For that, I can tell you how happy I am that you're back involved with our game. I'm delighted that the Bulls have seen fit to retire your number tonight, and I look forward to seeing you in the Hall of Fame.
Our next speaker was also unable to be with us tonight because of prior commitments. He had an 11-year NBA career. He played 9 years with the Bulls, including 7 years as Scottie's teammate. He's currently the team's general manager, John Paxson.
Congratulations, Scottie. A wonderful, well-deserved honor for you tonight. And I feel like one of the very lucky people that was able to see you come into the league when you did, and was able to watch you grow and develop and mature as a player and make a huge difference for the Chicago Bulls organization. We never would have gotten to the level that we were at with the championships without you. Your passion for the game, your ability to play on both ends of the floor. I know I can say one thing from probably a lot of teammates that aren't able to speak tonight, and that is that you were an unselfish star and an unselfish teammate, and all of us are very, very proud of you tonight.
The third speaker that is unable to be with us tonight, he coached the Bulls for 3 seasons, including Scottie's first 2 with the Bulls, Doug Collins.
Well, Scottie, first of all, congratulations on a brilliant career. I can't believe it's been 20 years, but time flies, we know. But congratulations to you, 6 championships. One of the all-time great players, you and Michael, what you brought to that city, the excitement, the energy for 10 years. I know it's great to have Phil back there tonight to enjoy the night with you. I sure wish my family and I could be there tonight. Unfortunately, I've got some other things I have to do, but you were the best at what you did. Incredible at both ends of the floor, team player, did whatever it took to help the Chicago win their 6 championships. And I know that that city tonight is very excited to honor you. Enjoy it. And I can't wait to see you again soon. But congratulations on a brilliant career and for all you did for the city of Chicago and for allowing me to be just a very small part of it. Thanks, Scottie.
Well, we certainly can't forget one of Scottie's Olympic dream teammates, a future Hall of Famer himself, Charles Barkley.
Hey, Scottie. Hey, congratulations. It's been an honor and a pleasure to play with you on the Dream Team and play against you. You're one of the greatest players in NBA history, and I just want to congratulate you. And I just think that Michael Jordan should be kissing the ground that you walk on because you helped him win all those championships and did all the heavy lifting. Hey, congratulations.
Well, our next speaker guided the Bulls to 6 NBA championships and coached Scottie Pippen for 9 seasons. He's the all-time Bulls winningest coach, and he's guided his teams to an NBA record 9 world championships. Phil Jackson.
Hey, Chicago, it's great to be here. What a gift, a snowstorm and a night for Scottie Pippen. We're really lucky. I'm lucky to be here, and the schedule set this up. For the coaches that worked with Scottie, he was the best. He worked hard at this game. He had an aptitude for this game, and I think his teammates would say he loved to play basketball. It was a wonderful pleasure to watch him. So many memories. Memories of Scottie getting a concussion and missing a game against Detroit. Memories of Scottie having migraines, sitting out the 7th game. Memory of Detroit running him up into the stands as we swept them the next year and went on to win a championship. Great memory of Scottie guarding Magic Johnson and changing the fortunes with the LA Lakers. And then when Michael went to play hardball, Scottie had an MVP season, a wonderful year, and led the Bulls to a 55-win, very fortunate season. And then, of course, the reunited Bulls in the 96, 97, 98 years. They won 72 and 10. And Scottie went on to perform the 2nd time with the Olympic team. A wonderful career, great fortune. I was fortunate to have both these 2 guys as leaders, along with Bill Cartwright. Michael was giving them hell, and Scottie was patting the guys on the back. And it was a great combination of effect. Nothing could make me happier than to have you inducted in this honor tonight. Congratulations, Scottie.
Well, our final speaker needs no introduction. Considered to be the greatest NBA player of all time. He helped lead the Bulls to 6 NBA championships, was a 3-time NBA MVP, a 2-time Olympic gold medal winner, and a teammate of Scottie's for 10 seasons. Himself, Michael Jordan.
Thank you. Hey, it's truly a pleasure for me to be here. You know, this is like a brother in arms. When we went into battle, I knew I had someone watching my back. Scottie Pippen's been with me for 10 years. I prayed for someone who can step in and watch my back when I first got here, and this guy came here in 1987. And he really, really helped me out a whole lot. Then Dennis, then Horace, but Scottie Pippen, he was my guy. He started a fight that I had to finish most of the time. But I love him like a brother. The guy was always there when I needed him. Any kind of guy. The guy came out every day. He pushed me to be the best basketball player that I can be in practice every single day. And I did everything I could to push him to be the best Scottie Pippen that he could be every day. He is truly deserving of his number hanging in the rafters, and even more. I'm very proud of Scottie Pippen and his wife and his kids. I wish him the best. If you ever need him as a back, for you, brother. I appreciate that.
Now, on behalf of the Chicago Bulls organization, I'd like to introduce Steve Shanwall, the Executive Vice President of the Bulls, to present Scottie with a number of gifts in celebration of his achievement.
Thank you, Red. Scottie, it's my great honor and privilege to represent Jerry Reinsdorf and the entire Chicago Bulls organization and to formally announce that your famous number 33 will never be worn by a Chicago Bull again. Scottie, we respect you so much. A great player in your own right. You walked in the shadow of the greatest player that ever lived, and you did so with grace, with class, with humility, with dignity, and without a trace of jealousy or resentment. That's no easy task. You earned the respect of your teammates and opponents alike, and in the end, you cast your own giant shadow across the NBA landscape, voted one of the 50 greatest players of all time, and on your way to the Hall of Fame. I know that every one of you that are here tonight have your own favorite memories of Scottie. It might be his dunk over Patrick Ewing in 1994, his brilliance in the 93-94 season when you carried us to 55 wins following Michael's retirement and darn near had us back in the finals again. You should have been MVP that year. For me, my favorite memory will always be the smothering defense that I saw you play in the 1998 Eastern Conference Championship against the Indiana Pacers, and watching a really great point guard like Mark Jackson struggle just to get the ball to half court. I never knew that watching defense could be so much fun. In any event, we have some gifts we want to present to you to commemorate this great occasion. First, a walk down memory lane in the form of this collage, which celebrates your life and great moments as a Chicago Bull. A poster of this collage was given to all fans attending tonight's game. Next, you were a co-captain for our last 3 championships, and as such, you were presented with miniature replicas of our championship trophies during each of those years. These trophies are handcrafted by Tiffany's in sterling silver with a 24-karat gold overlay. We want you to have a complete set, so here are the other 3. And now you've got 6. Next, a framed number 33 jersey symbolic of the honor we're bestowing upon you today. And finally, a framed replica of the banner, which will hang forever from the United Center rafters. And now I'd like to ask you and your family to join me here so that we can watch your banner be unveiled. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, Scottie Pippen.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, thank you, guys. First of all, I would like to take the time out to thank the Chicago Bulls organization for this evening. It's truly a great honor for me, for my family, to have this day to join some of the great players that have played for this organization, to join the greatest player who ever played the game, and to be alongside him means so much to me. I want to thank all my teammates who came and took time out of their busy schedule to come and share this moment with me and let them know really how much this really means to me. And basketball has been so much for me in my life, and I want to let you guys know that you've all been a part of it. Probably played a bigger part than what you really think in developing me and in guiding me and beat me up. You too, Charles Oakley. But it was all for the good, and I learned a lot along the way. And I want to thank all you fans here tonight who made me understand what it really means to love Chicago. You've given me everything that I could ever ask for. And I just want to thank you for that. Thank you for my beautiful wife. Thank you for all the great cheers and the great moments that we were able to share together. I will never forget what you've done for me and what I was able to do for you. And I've always keep you at the top of my heart. Thank you, guys, and I'll never forget you. I love you.